Hi there. Many teachers are using Google Slides as a whiteboard for their classes for the first time this year because we're going remote or hybrid. So I thought I would share some techniques for making this work very smoothly that I've developed over the past few years because been using slides as my main whiteboard for years. So you look here, I have whiteboard templates. So you want to keep your templates nice and clean and away from where you're usually working. And so I set them up in blue, green, purple, red, and turquoise. And let me just show you the blue one. I have 6 slides, and these are the slides I'm going to use every day. I might add another slide, I might take a slide out, but this way I don't have to reinvent the wheel every day. So I'm starting out with a do now. I'm going to have kids handwrite something. So I have lined paper as the background here, and I have an image that I can replace the image with something else quite easily. Then I have a blank slide. Almost every day I'm going to start out with a community building question or a little discussion question, maybe a game, some kind of share or greet. So I have a space for that. Then I have a place for my objective, place for my agenda. Now, in my experience, I've been using Google Classroom in my classes for years, and I find that if I project what the Google Classroom looks like and point out to kids, this is what you should be opening, that just saves a lot of time and hassle. So what I'm going to do this year is I'm just going to go in and take a screenshot of the Google Classroom assignment for that day or the unit to show them what to open. And I'm going to put that screenshot right here. And then I have an any questions slide. This is set up for Pear Deck so that kids can type any questions, or you could do it in the chat. Anyway, this is my default slide deck. Let's close out of this for a minute. Okay, so I took all of these and I put them in a folder for Whiteboards 2021. And I have named each one for the class that I'm going to use it for. So period 1 is using a blue slide, period 6 is using a red slide, and then my other 3 classes, I'm hoping most days that we're using the same slide, so they don't need to have the period in there. So let me show you what I can do so that this is very easy to manage. Up here in my bookmarks bar, I am going to insert a new folder. So add folder, and I'm going to call this folder WB for whiteboard. You can come up with something else, but that's what I've used it for years. Okay, now it's right there now, yes? It's empty, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a force copy link for each one of these inside that folder. So let me show you what this looks like. So period 1, I'm going to open it up. And here's my blue folder for period 1. I'm going to bookmark this tab, and I'm going to put it into WB. And we don't need it to say Google Slides. That's kind of extra. So I'm going to get rid of that. Done. Now I'm going to go into the whiteboard, and right here, I'm going to right click on this, and I'm going to edit this link. So I'm editing the bookmark. I'm going to keep the name here. And this URL, we are going to change this into a force copy slide. So near the end, there's going to be a / and then edit and some other stuff. So you delete everything from edit to the right. The / is still there, and then you're going to type copy. I'm going to save this. So let's get rid of this. So this bookmark that you can go to from any page. I can go from a Google page or, a newspaper page. Doesn't matter. Any place where you are. Let's just go to the New York Times. If I go here and click on this, I'm going to make a copy. So now I have a copy of this blank template, which has taken me a few minutes to set up, but it's going to save me many minutes over the course of 170 days this year. So now I'm just going to rename it, and you want to have a naming scheme. So it's already starting out with period 1 whiteboard, WB. Now, if you're using dates, if it's a 1-digit month, you want to start with a 0 because that makes the dates work out better. So it is 09/15 is the date that I'm going to start 2020. Right? So I now have this. I'm not going to tell you how to file it, but you can file it however you want. You can insert this into Google Classroom after you've edited it. You can use it as a Pear Deck slide. So this is pretty easy. Let me do it. Let me do it with the other ones so that you get a better idea of how to do it. Just the repeating. So now I'm on period 6. I'm going to open this one up. And this is the same template as the other one. It just has a color-coded red, and period 6 is red in my Google Classroom. So I'm going to do the star. I'm going to get rid of this Google Slides. I'm going to make sure it's in the WB folder. Done. Now over in the WB folder, this is now period 6. I'm going to right-click on it. I'm going to edit this bookmark and /edit. I'm going to keep the /, delete the edit, and put copy there. Right? So no matter what page I'm on, I can go up to this folder and I can make a copy. Right? Do I want to make a copy of this? And then I can rename it. So period 6. And I'm going to call it 09/15/2020. That's pretty simple. And let me show you quickly how to put it into Google Classroom because so I have this red period 6. I'm going to go to classwork. I'm going to create, and I'm going to make it a material. And I'm going to put it in this week's work. I'm not really going to do it. This is a sample. And I'm going to add from Google Drive. Now, because I just did it, it's recent. Right? So here's this. So it's period 6. I'm in period 6. Insert. Now, I'm going to use Pear Deck to present my slide deck. I mean, it's not done yet, but you get the idea. I'll use Pear Deck to present the slide deck. What I'm going to do in Google Classroom is I'm going to set the time for about 10 minutes after the class because I don't want kids looking in the slide deck at different slides while I'm talking. I'm going to use Pear Deck to keep everybody in the same place, but then they will have that slide to refer back to. So I don't actually remember right now what time that class is, so I'm just going to make it up. So I'm going to schedule it, and I'm going to schedule it for the 15th. And let's say that the class started at noon, which I know is not correct, but I'm going to make this go at 12:10 p.m., and I'm going to schedule this. So in my week's work, it'll say sample scheduled for. The students are not going to see it now. They will see it after the class has already started, after I have run the warm up and the talk on Pear Deck. Then they have a backup of the slide deck in their Google Classroom. So this has been long, but we're going to say it's good enough because I'm not going to do it over and over again. I hope this is helpful. Take care.